Upper extremity plyometric training. What are plyometrics? Plyometric training is defined as an eccentric loading followed by a concentric contraction. Plyometric training increases strength, power output, muscle coordination, and decreases the risk of injury. Plyometric training is most commonly used in the lower extremity, as a lot of sports require explosive power throughout the lower limb. For example, basketball players require a lot of power through the lower limb due to the high power jumping which is involved in the sport. However, plyometric training is equally as important for throwing and overhead sports. For example, a water polo player requires quick, powerful throws. Stretch shortening cycle. Plyometric exercises consist of a stretch shortening cycle. In this cycle, the eccentric muscle contracts rapidly, followed by an eccentric contraction of the same muscle. The stretch shortening cycle consists of 3 phases. These phases are the eccentric phase, the transitional phase, and the concentric contraction phase. During the eccentric preload phase, the musculotendinosus unit is stretched. This stores the elastic energy and the muscles activate the stretch reflex. The transitional phase is the time between the muscle stretch and the muscle contraction. The faster this phase is, the higher the power output. The following exercises will suit a sports person who takes part in sports which require quick overhead movements, for example, a bowler in cricket. The first exercise is the slam ball exercises. The coaching points for this exercise are to move the arms in one fluid motion, to start with the arms straight above the head, move arms directly downwards and try and keep hips still. Keep your feet shoulder width apart, and the movement needs to be quick and powerful. Exercise 2 is a chest pass onto a trampette. This is a progression exercise from the last one, as the ball is returning to the participant, so the participant needs to focus on the return of ball as well as the throw-in. The coaching points of this exercise, again, you need to keep your feet shoulder width apart. To start with, hold the ball to chest with the hands behind the ball and throw the ball forwards onto the trampette. You need to aim the ball for the middle of the trampette, and when you're catching the ball, you need to be near to chest rather than with your arms out straight. The reps for this exercise are 6 reps, 3 sets with 30-second rest. You can progress this by increasing sets, keeping the rest and reps the same. Exercise 3 is an overhead throw onto the trampette. This is also a progression from exercise 2, as we have moved from being shoulder height down to above the head, so this adds more strain onto glenohumeral joint. The coaching points for this are to start with your arms straight above your head, with your elbows slightly bent, your feet shoulder width apart, and to throw the ball, you're only moving from your elbows, no moving from the hips, with a slight movement from the shoulders. And remember, when catching the ball, when it bounces back on return, to catch it as close to your chest as possible. The fourth exercise is a side kneeling throw onto the trampette. The coaching points for this exercise are to kneel with your knee up closest to the trumpet. Both your knees need to be at 90 degrees, sort of like a lunge. In one fluid motion, you need to rotate from the hips and shoulders and release the ball just before getting in line with the trumpet. Again, aiming the ball towards the middle of the trumpet. Do this exercise on both the left and right sides with about 3 sets, 6 reps and 30 seconds rest. These exercises are all about high intensity rather than the amount of reps or sets you could do. So it's about speed, not having much rest in between the sets. This exercise isn't a progression from any of the other exercises on this video. However, it can be progressed to doing the same action while seated.